Good evening and welcome to another fantastic episode of QTV. I'm Michael James.
I'm Kate Mackey.
And I'm Matthew Bowe.
And we are joined tonight by our very special guest, Rocky Malone. She's the coordinator at Open Doors Youth Service in Fortitude Valley. We'll be having a chat with her later on tonight about all of the things that they do down there with some marvellous and very talented and passionate young people. First of all, how are we?
Very good.
Fantastic as always.
Always. Do we get up to anything exciting? You're always out and about doing your performances.
Yeah,
Look at her hair.
I had a few gigs last week, and in lieu of our, want-to-be Prime Minister talking about how fashionable we are last week, I thought I'd finally do the chop and cut the hair off.
I'm
Very
loving
brave.
it. It's
Thank you.
very, very nice. And I don't have pink anymore.
I know, so I thought after your hair last week, I'd do a crazy hair this week.
Well, and the week before that, I'd shaved my head,
Yeah,
so
you
that
did
was
Britney
crazy
moment.
as
So it's
well.
all about
Yeah.
hair. How's your hair? Your hair's looking great.
Oh, well, thank you.
And how about your weekend? I know you were busy doing more Pride planning and
Organising
locking in some
Pride.
special guests.
Yes, I had special guests with our special host who's going to be emceeing, so that was lots of fun. Well, as much as our weeks were very exciting, we need to get on to our news of the week.
Third topic of news this week, in number 3, we have Julia Gillard, and apparently she was considering reversing her opposition to marriage equality. Now, this is a very interesting story for those of us who many of us thought she wasn't really that opposed to marriage equality and wondered why. Apparently, SBS News have reported that it was actually a result of she had undertaken to the SDA union, which is part of the Labor group, that she would continue to oppose she would continue to oppose marriage equality.
I'm not really surprised at all, though.
Yeah.
Her whole job in that hung parliament was balancing people and opinions, and she was playing a very delicate chess game. And I'm not surprised that the only reason her stance was there because somebody had told her that she had to. So.
Well, apparently she was considering completely opposing it. She was meeting with Portia de Rossi and Ellen when they came
Apparently she tried to lock in a meeting with Portia and Ellen, a bit of a good photo opportunity and perhaps make an announcement based, after or around the time of the meeting as well. But unfortunately they couldn't lock it in.
Are you much of a political follower, Rocky?
Not really. Sometimes I think when I need to, I think, you got to follow it when you can. But
No, I need the celebrity part of that story.
That's it.
Well, our second news story of the week focuses around a very beautiful story about a family that came together via Facebook.
Yeah, this is a gorgeous story.
Oh, I loved it. It was a couple over in the US, and they decided that they wanted to start a family, and they knew how intricate and delicate all of the adoption and surrogacy and all that was. So they went on Facebook, and they said to all their friends, we want to find a surrogate, and we want to have a baby. And they managed to. It was a very up and down story for them. Did you guys catch any of that?
I read a little bit. So they had two potentials that almost came through, and unfortunately things fell through at the last minute. But then, I loved. They said that their son Kyla's mum, they met when I think she was about 4 months pregnant, and so they built a lot of rapport with her over Skype and so forth, which is actually the way they've said they still keep in touch with her now.
That was what I found the most beautiful part, because I've always been a bit half and half with my ideas around surrogacy and the morality of it. I don't know where I stand, but part of what I love about that is that they actually stay in contact with the mother like that through the internet, they said, and Skype and everything, and he's on the iPad, so she still has a part in his life and he still gets to know her. So
it's a little bit hard with that sort of thing, is you need to know, do they need to let go, or it must be hard for a child when there's no clear boundaries. But when you're talking to your mum and you've got new family, but I guess any family and more family has got to be a good thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess they've just kept it as more, I guess it's probably something they discussed with the potential mothers and how involved they wanted to be, and obviously it sounds as though it's working for them, and I think they're on the lookout actually for a brother or sister for Kyla as well.
Beautiful.
I had a look on their website, the
because
two
they've got a
Brads.
blog.
Yeah, it's about the two Brads, so I thought that was kind of cute.
Because their Twitter is at my2brad, so you can check out the story. But yeah, it was the most heart-wrenching part that I read though was they were on their way to the hospital to get to meet one of the children that was supposed to be in their care, and on the way to the hospital, the family changed their mind.
Oh. Oh no, very sad, but it's happy
happy
outcome
ending.
at the moment. All right, and now
number one.
our top news story of the week was, of course, Tony Abbott was in 2Day FN and had the opportunity to interview Katy Perry this week.
Oh,
So he was very excited, asking Katy when she was going to be returning to Australia, that everyone was dying to see her down here again. And Katy very quickly made everyone aware that she was up to date with our Aussie politics by turning it around and asking Tony to talk about marriage equality, which he sort of was taken a little back by, I think, at first. So, yeah, I mean, great that an international artist is still, fighting for causes in other countries as well.
She was great and totally surprised me because I'm not really a Katy Perry fan. I kind of boxed her over with the Paris Hiltons and whatnot. So she had some substance.
Or she has a really great media team telling her to have some substance.
Yeah. Well, I think the 2Day FM people gave her the down low on his stance, and she went, "Oh, that sounds good." And so, but I mean, she served his ass to him on a plate. It was great. I loved it.
It was entertaining. It was good.
Yeah, you caught it.
Yeah, I did. I heard it. So.
And are you a Katy Perry fan normally?
No, not really.
It was good. It was nice to see her standing up, and I think he was kind of taken aback.
Well,
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
funny that he was saying that the article actually said that he wanted the Hot and Cold song as his anthem, and if you've listened to the lyrics, it's not really something you want to...
change your mind like a girl changes clothes. Nothing against girls changing clothes, but you change
That was
your
one
mind.
of his supposed dad moments, which was more about not knowing what he's talking about as usual. So,
But I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't got a campaign song, because that's the big US election thing, is they get a campaign song and they have it, and it plays every time they step up on stage, and it's been like big pop anthems and stuff before, like people heard U2 and whatnot. So, but our Aussie politicians don't seem to do it. Like, I'm surprised that Rudd doesn't, because he does everything that's popular. And
can you imagine him with Beyonce or something?
what would Rudd's song be?
I'm trying to think what his song would be.
I don't know. Tweet us and tell us what you think his song would be. I would love to know, because it would be.
The dish ran away with the spoon or something? No. It's not very pop, is it? No.
No. He'd have to go with something topical. I'm not sure. Florence and the Machine, Pink.
Why?
I don't know.
Just because
It's popular.
you can. That's it.
All right. Well, that is all of our top 3 news stories for the week. If you'd like to tell us what you would like to see in the top 3 next week, make sure you shoot us an email to qtv@31.com.au, or you can tweet us anytime during the show. We are live tweeting at QTV Brisbane, or jump on our Facebook page, which is QTV Brisbane as well. And we'll be back to interview the wonderful Rocky Malone about Open Doors Youth Services very shortly.
Welcome back to QTV, and of course we are still joined on the guest couch by Rocky Malone from Open Doors. Now, Rocky, for those people, like myself included, that don't know a lot about Open Doors, could you give us a little bit of information about what you do and the services that you provide?
Yeah, no dramas. Open Doors Youth Service is a LGBT specific youth service that supports young people aged 12 to 24 who might be homeless, at risk of homelessness, disengaging from school, families, coming out, basically everything. We're a one-stop shop for LGBT youth.
Yeah, excellent. And I think you were saying before you've been going for about 11 years now in Brisbane?
Yep, so I think the Open Doors opened in 2002, and that's funded federally through FAXIA, so Department of Families, Community Services, Housing and Indigenous Affairs, through the Reconnect program, which is allows us to support young people 12 to 18 who fall in that category of homelessness.
That's great. I wasn't aware that you guys actually had funding. I thought you were operating on donations alone. Because there's not a huge number of paid full-time staff or anything, is there?
No, so we've pretty much got about 2.5 workers. So my position as a coordinator is a full-time position. Then we've got a full-time youth and family support worker, and then we've got a part-time youth and family support worker. So that's basically it. And we have an admin worker who comes in once a week.
And lots of volunteers?
And lots of volunteers, yes, to kind of help us out with drop-in, I guess, as well, so we can get up to 30 young people in the space at a time, which is really kind of challenging if I'm out doing meetings or training for the 2 youth workers to be able to manage. So we do utilise volunteers to help supervise.
What do you mean by drop-in then?
So we have like a drop-in for the different age groups. I guess because we're funded 12 to 18, but we still see there's a big gap in the service delivery from 18 to 24. So we have pretty much a few different kind of drop-in programs. So during the week we have under 18 drop-in on a Wednesday afternoon from 1:30 to 6, and then on a Friday afternoon from 12:30 to 4:30.
And does drop-in just refer to that's a time that they can come in and utilise?
Yeah, basically, so I guess it's kind of like it's a social kind of gathering, but it's also kind of like a soft entry point for us to kind of sit there, hang out, listen to what kind of issues that might be going on with the young people, and then we're able to grab them and go, hey, look, I heard you didn't have any money for food, or, you're struggling to pay your rent at the moment. Can we help you out? And then I guess on the other days that we don't have drop-in, that's when we do individual appointments and meetings and training and everything else. So
wow.
Yeah.
What is the main age group you see a lot of?
It's really hard. I think I think our youngest is 4.
4 years old.
Yeah, young
Wow.
person, young trans person who lives on the Torres Strait Islands.
Yeah.
We do kind of like social media support,
Yeah.
Skype, Facebook, emails, phone contact. And I think the oldest is probably 24, 25, really depending. I guess, we do go to 24, but if they're kind of really socially isolated and have no contact to the LGBT community, then we kind of go, yep, you can come along for a little bit, and then we'll link you up with other services.
That's fantastic. And so are you a Queensland service only, or?
No, we're only funded to do Southeast Queensland.
Queensland,
So
okay.
yeah, 12 to 18 Southeast Queensland, but I guess we support everyone with everything, and support other services to support young people in their area. A lot of social media support that we do at the moment as well.
So by social media support, what do you mean by that? Is that Twitter or Facebook?
Yeah,
or
so we do.
help?
We have Twitter, we have Facebook.
Yeah.
We've just recently got a grant to do a social media project,
Yeah.
which will allow us to actually record all of our workshops, put it on YouTube, but then people, I say, in Rocky can access, I guess, workers or maybe a PFLAG member, they can access the actual presentation and slides so that they can actually deliver the training in the area as well. So we're
Sounds fantastic.
And you mentioned trans earlier. Now, I attended the open day the barbecue, the pool.
the pool party.
The pool party, which
Yep.
was great. And the amazing thing that I saw was all of the trans kids that you were supporting there. There had to have been probably at least 10. And it was amazing because some of these kids were early teens to later teens who were open and embracing their transition, and they were so happy. Like, do you have a great deal of trans issues? Is that one of your primary areas you work with?
I think we've worked really hard in the last, 5 years that I've been there to kind of break down those barriers. I guess we try to teach them to be respectful and like a family and don't discriminate against anyone for anything. That's your race, your gender identity, your religious background, any of that stuff. So we really create a little family there, and they really look out for each other. I guess, we don't see that a lot kind of outside of open doors. So it's great to be able to get the young ones to be able to do that at the moment. So we do have like Jelly Beans, which is our transgendered young people support group. For gender diverse, and I guess that's 12 to 24, and that runs on a weekend. We also have another group, Young and Proud, which is your 18 to 24-year-old group, and that's for, I guess, that's more like social connection, teaching them the things that we didn't know when we turned 17, turning 18, maybe going out clubbing, so doing workshops around safe clubbing, giving them alternatives of where to go. You don't always have to go to the valley to the clubs. You can go to an art exhibition, you can go out to dinner with your mates, that kind of thing. So we really try to give them, I guess, everything, that we probably didn't get when we were young.
And do you guys get much support from the GLBTIQ community and the wider heterosexual community as well?
Yep. So we work with a lot of different organisations. I think because we are such a small service, we really, get burnt out. I think we had about 2,000 young people through our door in the last financial year.
Wow.
And that's, including all the social media support and all the voluntary stuff that we do. So we actually build relationships with kind of external organisations, LGBT and non-LGBT. So we work with like Brisbane Youth Service, Queensland Police. So what we've been doing is getting them to come and hang out during drop-in so that the young people get used to who they are. They know they're okay. They're not going to get discriminated against when they go and access them. And then it kind of takes the load off us, so they're actually being able to go and see these people by themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you've mentioned some of the services, including assisting people financially, groceries, rent, accommodation, that kind of thing. But one event that I wanted to hear a little more about is, especially coming up to Pride, is the annual Open Doors Design a T-shirt competition, and just how that works, if we can buy the T-shirts, and how that helps to possibly, I don't know if that generates a little bit of extra something for Open Doors.
Yeah, definitely.
Financially as well.
Yeah, I guess, so we do this every year, so the young people, I guess they design the banner and then they design the T-shirt, so then we get T-shirts printed up and then young people get them for free, and then I guess we sell them as well on the day at
so
Pride.
We can buy them on
yeah,
there.
definitely.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
I need to get one and wear it.
Can we get that from your store, which will be at Fair Day?
Yes, it will. So we'll be doing our store this year in conjunction with PFLAG. So we're going to have a carnival-y kind of feel, games, basketball hoop thing, balloon darts. Yes. That'll be entertaining, I think.
We haven't mentioned enough, 21st of September. So
Excellent.
Get your Open Doors T-shirt.
That's it.
Fantastic. Well, it has been fabulous chatting with you, and I know you're going to stick around for our Quick Six coming up after the break. So please stay tuned and be sure to check the Facebook page for all the Open Doors contact information, and we'll see you back here on the couch after this short break.
Thank you for joining us and welcome back to QTV. We're here on the couch tonight with Rocky Malone from Open Doors. So thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
And as you may have seen from watching us before, we're about to subject you to the Quick Six.
Okay.
So I will ask Michael to do the honours and start you off.
All right, very simple rules. Quick Six. I ask a question, you answer it. Go. True Blood or Twilight?
True Blood.
Ah, yes. Gaga or Madonna?
Madonna.
Ah. Okay.
Monopoly or Cluedo?
Neither.
Oh, neither. And since we've said True Blood, I should say Eric or Bill.
Oh, Eric, of course.
Wonder Woman or Batgirl?
Oh, neither.
Okay. Perfect holiday. Beach or city?
City.
City, beautiful. Thank you very much. Now, tonight we also wanted to talk about a letter that was written by a gay dad to the International Olympic Committee. That was quite an interesting case of it was written from the point of view of that the Olympic Committee is a parent of all its LGBTI members. So, were you reading the article about that?
I read the article. I thought it was lovely. So he actually has written this letter to the International Olympic Committee, referencing, how he feels about being a parent to his two sons. And comparing that to the International Olympic Committee being, as you said, parent to all the athletes there, and the way they should protect them and uphold certain values and things like that. And it closed with just shift the damn games already or something along those lines. I can't remember word for word.
It was beautiful. I quite liked it. It was simple and it was intelligent and it was moving, and he just basically wants them to open up because in all of this bullshit that's going ahead with Russia at the moment, like the number one thing is that people are forgetting that it's affecting not only the people there but the people that are at home and are watching and seeing what's going to have to happen to our athletes, because it mentions in there that they're potentially having athletes having to hide who they are when they go there, banning of same-sex union rings or affection or whatnot, and if a guy wins and he wants to go and hug or kiss his husband when he wins because he's excited, he should be able to do that.
Exactly. It was just a different way of not protesting, but just something different to the way it's been sort of handled in the news so far, I think. I liked it.
We also wanted to talk about the rally that was on Saturday as well. Is the rally for marriage equality?
No, none of the three of us made it because
No,
we
not
were
this
all
time.
doing a million things. You work on weekends and we've got excuses that are good, I'm sure.
I was working too.
Rocky, did you make it along?
No, I didn't, unfortunately.
You had a good excuse as well, though.
Oh, definitely. I was sitting
We
at
had
home
plenty
watching
of friends
Fabler.
though.
That's right. And this time, the rally actually got to go through the Queen Street Mall, which is a good opportunity to sort of spread the word, I suppose, to even more members of the public.
Well, Tim Spencer, our associate producer, he was there and he got to see what went down. But apparently they detoured right in the middle of the set route that they have to go down, and they camped out right in front of Hungry Jack's.
I mean, I would have loved to be there. I was working, and I've sort of had this discussion with many friends before, and as we were discussing with Tim, some of my other LGBTIQ friends might be like, oh, I can't be bothered going. I don't care for marriage or whatever. But I think it is just about making that point of being out there, and even if it's not what you want to do, just fighting for that cause of equality, I suppose.
It's so important. People don't realise you don't have to go and be loud and scream, and you don't have to upset people. March quietly. If you don't want to yell, just be a number. Represent yourself.
It's
strength in numbers.
Yes,
yeah,
and
exactly.
we need all different sorts of people. We also wanted to talk about the gala night for Pride that's coming up.
Yes, the
and
gala
which
night
Kate
for
will be
Pride.
singing at.
Yes.
So it happens every year before we launch Pride. We have a lovely gala night. Now it's had an evolution. It began in like warehouse parties in West End and dirt floors, and cost next to nothing to go in, and you BYO. And it's been taken and evolved into a gala launch night where everyone can get together and be like, this is going to be a fabulous month. And so let's kick it off because September is the entire Pride. So it's happening next Friday at the 30th of August at Cloudland. And you can go to the BrisbanePrideFestival.com.au website to get all the details. Kate, your duo is going to perform some jazz.
Yes, I'll be
tracks
there
for
with
us.
my wonderful friend on keyboards. So we'll be doing some lovely jazzy numbers, and it's going to be gorgeous there in Cloudland. I mean, it's a beautiful venue anyway, but we're going to be there to celebrate the beginning of Pride Month. So I hope that we see lots of people there.
Have you been to any of the older ones or the most recent ones at all?
I think I went to the one that was down at the Powerhouse. I think.
Oh, wow. It's before my time.
Yeah.
I think I sang
Getting old
an
now.
opening night in New Farm somewhere about 5 years ago.
Oh, so this isn't your first time.
Well, no, not.
How was it when it was at the Powerhouse?
It was quite good actually. There was a fair few people, so yeah.
And tickets are selling fast, aren't they, Michael?
Yes,
So
they
you've got
are
to
selling
get them.
fast, so make sure you get in and get them. You can get them online, or you can go down to the Sportsman Hotel to get them. Now, what's coming up for Open Doors?
I guess basically Pride Day, where we'll be having the young people marching with them and having a stall. And then I'm thinking, we're thinking of maybe doing another, I guess, Christmas party. So maybe another kind of pool party kind of
Yes,
thing.
the pool party was great
Yeah,
last
so
time. It was just down there with music and sausage sizzle, and there was drag queens getting thrown in the pool. Lots of fun.
Yeah,
And
it
the
was
pool
awesome.
party, that kind of event, would that be open to just friends of Open Doors as well, like other members from the community that might want to come along to that night, or do they need to be sort of someone a bit more closely involved with Open Doors?
No, I guess last year it was like an open invitation to everyone. So we wanted it to be kind of like a fundraiser as well.
Yeah,
So I mean, we'll probably do something along the same kind of lines this year and see how we go.
So where
See
can
how-
people get tickets from, or are there tickets, or do people just
well,
show
we
up,
haven't
or-
organised that yet, so
Okay,
it's a bit.
right.
We're
You'll let
just
us
trying to
know
get
and we
trying to
can-
Right.
get trying to get Pride out of the way first.
Do you have a website?
Yes, we do.
And
Yes.
that is
That is www.opendoors.net.au. So
excellent.
Yep.
And is there a mailing list you can sign up to?
we do have like I guess a newsletter that people can sign up to as well. So if you go onto the website, you can find all that information there.
Brilliant.
Well, fantastic. Thank you very much to Rocky Malone from Open Doors for joining us tonight. You've been wonderful, and you survived our quick six, which is always a winner. So thank you very much for joining us, and that's all we have time for tonight on QTV. So good night. I'm Matthew Bowe.
I'm Kate Mackey.
And I'm Michael James.
I think so.
Advance to the absolute peak of human perfection. Human perfection. Human perfection.